Hello everyone, welcome to Cooking with Britany. Today we are going to be making our low carb Zuppa Toscana soup. So I'm actually going to double this recipe. Even though I follow a traditional recipe, I kind of tweak it to put my own spin on it. So first what we're going to start out with is a pound of bacon. And so I'm just going to slice this open and then put it into little chunks, and then I have my pan heating over there on the stove, and I'm going to go ahead and start sauteing this. That way we can start our cook along. So, and if you guys are cooking with me, let me know. I know that last week I had posted the recipe, and if you're not, that's okay. You still have time to go out and get the ingredients so you can come back and watch this and make your own soup. Okay, all right, so I have a pound of bacon, and I am just going to roughly slice and dice this up because we're going to cook it in the pan over there. Or, you know, you can always pre-cook your bacon on, I usually do it on our large bar pan in the oven, and I cook it on 350 degrees, and then you can crumble it up. It's just the recipe calls for it to cook in the pan on the stove. That way you can save all of those grease drippings for the other stuff whenever we saute our onion and garlic. And hello, thank you guys for joining. Okay, all right, so I'm actually going to take it over here. I'll move my camera around so you guys can see I have it in my pan, or I'm gonna go take it to my pan right over here. And I have preheating. And I'm using our 12-quart stock pot, multi-pot. So that is what I am using. Let me just show you, let me bring you over here with me so you can see on how I have it in the pan. And as it starts to cook, then you can move it around more. So while that's cooking up, let's bring you back over here. And let's start our next step. Okay, so while that is in the pot over there, we're gonna cook until it's crispy. I'm gonna grab another cutting board. And then we are going to chop up two small onions. Now, like I said, typically you would just do the one onion, but I am doubling this recipe. And if you want to go snag the recipe, I posted it last week, so you can go snag the ingredients that you need, and I'll also repost it as well, so you can grab that. And I'm going to use our food chopper to chop up our onion today. Absolutely love this product. It makes your life chopping onions so you don't cry. Or you can chop up nuts, you can chop up other vegetables. And the more you pulse it down, then the finer it's going to chop your item that you're chopping up. And it's dishwasher safe, so that's another great thing. I love anything that makes my life easier. Okay, so here it is. This is our food chopper. So if I just wanted to chop it like that, I could, but I want these super fine. Shopping. Feel free if you have any questions, put them in the comments below, and I'll go back and answer them for you. And another product that we have too is our manual food processor. I love this because it has the latch right here that keeps it, but you can put your onion in here, and I'll go ahead and show it to you guys so you guys can see how that works too. But another great product to have too. Okay. All right, so I'm done chopping with our food chopper. I like to get all of the goodies out. And then this is how it comes apart. So this, and these two plates are replaceable. And then we have a micro sharpening blade too that you can purchase. But anyway, so it comes apart like this, and just toss it over here in my sink. And then this opens up too. So whenever you do wash it in the dishwasher, if you hand wash it, no food is going to get stuck at all. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and throw this last bit of the onion over here into our manual food processor. Just put it on. You can make guacamole, you can make salsa in this, so many great things. And it also has a lid, so once you're done with this, you don't want to submerge this in water, you just want to rinse it off. But once you get done with it, you can take out the blade, and as you can see, it's finely chopped as well. It has a lid if you want to store stuff in that. So it's another great tool to have on hand. I'm gonna go ahead and just put our onion in here until we get ready when our bacon is done. Go ahead and rinse this off real quick. All right, I hope you guys are enjoying the snow. It's been snowing here in Oklahoma, so if you have the snow, I hope you're enjoying it. We went out and played in it for a little bit this morning. My girls had lots of fun. Okay, all right, so I'm gonna go check on our bacon real quick, and then when we get back, I'm going to mince some garlic in our garlic press. I can bring you guys along with me so I can show you what it looks like. I don't know about you, but I am a huge bacon lover, so I like to use extra bacon. And we're going to want all of the goodiness that from the bacon grease dripping. So cooking along. Okay. All right, so we're gonna go back over here. I wish you all could smell because it absolutely smells amazing. Okay, so our garlic press. We have a couple of different garlic tools. This is one of my favorites. It has a little brush. I think mine is in the dishwasher. But anyways, it has a little brush that attaches right here. But you don't have to peel the garlic in order to use the garlic press. So I'm just gonna put the garlic right in there. And then I have my bowl. And then it's just gonna go. See how much garlic came out? I'm just gonna shave that off. And then you have the skin of the garlic right here. So I'm gonna continue to do that. The recipe actually calls for 4 cloves of garlic, but since I'm doubling it, I'm using extra. I'm a huge garlic fan too, so if you're not, you don't have to add as much, but if you like garlic, put as much as you want in it. And if it's on the bigger side of the garlic, then you don't have to use as many. And this is what I like the brush for, which mine's dirty in the dishwasher, so I apologize. But hey, a knife works great too, is it just digs that right out. So, and fresh garlic, listen, before using the Pampered Chef tools, I did not buy fresh garlic, but I do now. I don't buy the jarred kind. Fresh garlic is just so much better. And a little tip, if you go to the store and at the bottom of your garlic, your whole garlic, if it has a hairy bottom, then you know that it was grown in the US. If it does not, and I'll post a picture of this too, if it does not, then it was imported. So you wanna make sure that you look for the hairy bottom of the garlic and purchase that. Okay, a couple more. I love the smell of fresh garlic too. Do you guys like fresh garlic? Go ahead and let me know in the comments below. My family, not so much. They're not garlic lovers, but I am. Okay. All right, lots of garlic. Okay, put that in the sink. Okay, all right, got the skins done. Okay, so we did the we're sauteing the bacon. We've chopped our onion, we've minced our garlic, and then once that gets done, we're going to saute the onion and the garlic and the butter in the pan. So let me go stir this real quick. And then, so we'll go ahead and do that. And then what we'll go ahead and do is I'm gonna chop up our cauliflower. So I got a big head of cauliflower. And in the regular Zuppa Toscana soup, you would use potatoes, but even if I liked, the regular is great. And if you've had it at Olive Garden, then I'm sure you would love this recipe. And my personal opinion, I think it's better than the Olive Garden Zuppa Toscana. But the traditional recipe uses potatoes. Even if I made the traditional, I don't think I would use it just because I love the cauliflower and how it makes the dish taste. So I am actually just roughly chopping the cauliflower, and then I'm gonna add it to the bowl over here. It doesn't have to be perfect, and if you wanna buy the pre-packaged cauliflower, you can definitely do that too. So over here in my bowl, that way it can be ready to go. And I have the bacon cooking on high over there. That way it won't take so long. So it does not have to be perfect at all because it's going to cook in the pot. And I know that I had said that I prefer cooking the bacon in the oven, and here's why. Because if you're frying up bacon in a pan, it typically splatters and gets all over your stove, and it's super messy, and it makes your house smell, delicious. But after a while, you're like, ugh, the bacon smell, I gotta get it out of here. Cooking it in the oven doesn't make that smell linger near as long at all. And then you don't have a mess to clean up on your stovetop either. So that's just my tip. And like I said, I use it on our stoneware. So if you don't have our stoneware, I highly recommend you purchasing a piece. I was very intimidated whenever I first got my stoneware, but now I cook on it all the time. I actually just baked some cookies last night on it, and our stoneware is now dishwasher safe. I still hand wash mine, but if you are a person that likes to, throw everything in the dishwasher, our stoneware is now dishwasher safe. So go get you some stoneware. Okay, I'm gonna come back over here. So let me move you guys over here while I stir up the bacon. We're getting lots of grease dripping. Cooking up very nicely. And one thing that I love about this pan too is with the lid. So we'll put the lid on later, but it has the lid, but then it also comes with a collapsible strainer. So let me go see if I can grab that real quick and I can show you the collapsible strainer. Here it is. So the pan, if you're cooking up pasta, then you can just steam it right in here, sits right in there, and then it collapses down. So I absolutely love this pan. It does not come in the set. You have to purchase it separately. But I didn't think I would use this since it was such a big pan. But tonight for dinner too, we're going to have the Zuppa Toscana soup, but we're also having a freezer meal that I had prepped, which is our hamburger beef stew. So I'm gonna cook that up too, and then I'll use it in our 5.5 quart. So absolutely love these pans, but I think I use the bigger one more than anything. So anyways, I'm gonna finish stirring this around. It's almost done. And then once the bacon is cooked, you're going to get it out of the pan and keep the drippings in there. And then we'll let that cool down, and then we'll add in our butter and then our garlic and our onion. That way that can saute down. And then let me move you back over here. Okay, so our cauliflower is chopped. Let me grab a bigger bowl because I used a bigger head of cauliflower. I'm actually gonna put it in our new mixing bowl. This recently came out. Absolutely love this bowl. And it has a rubber seal down at the bottom. That way, whenever it's on the counter, it's not going to slide and slip around. So it's a great product to have. My girls, whenever they're helping me make recipes like brownies or mixing up cake mixes or cookie mixes, this is a great bowl to mix it in. I'm gonna chop this up a little bit more. Okay, all right, so that is done and complete. So let's see what is next. Okay, oh, one thing that I wanted to add to, let me clean up my mess, you guys, sorry. I am like a cleaner as I cook. That way I don't have a huge mess after I get finished. So I don't know if that's what you guys are like, but me as a cook, I like to clean as I go. That way I don't have an exploded kitchen. But so today, too, we're supposed to have 6 cups of chicken stock, which I had 1, but I didn't have any others. So I know a Sam's Club around here, they have what is called chicken base. And if you guys watched my story or saw my post the other day, you saw me talk about making my homemade chicken pot pie. This is the chicken base that I use from Sam's Club. But if you don't have any chicken stock or chicken broth on hand, what you can do is you can just use a tablespoon of this and put it into the bowl, which I used our silicone prep bowl right here. And then, so I used a tablespoon and then I filled it up with hot water to dissolve it. So now I have more chicken broth on hand since I didn't have another container. So I think the bacon is almost done, so I'm gonna get up a plate. And I always line mine, I don't know if it's just a southern thing, but I line mine with paper towels. That way it can, the grease can drip down in it. So let me go ahead and scoop this up real quick. It is nice and crispy. And I'll show you guys in just a second. I promise I won't leave you hanging. And let me know in the comments too what you guys are cooking up for dinner. What are you guys having tonight? Like I said, we're making stew, and then we are having Zuppa Toscana soup, and then I'm going to make up some cornbread, and we'll probably have some salad too. Okay. All right, so I have the bacon right here in the bowl, and then I lined it with a paper towel. And then I have my heat down on low. So the recipe calls for 2 tablespoons of butter. We're actually going to use 4 tablespoons. And I know I keep on referring to Sam's Club, but I absolutely love their butter. It's super, super good and salty. I love some salty butter. They also have unsalted butter, but that is my favorite butter that I buy. So I'm actually adding the butter and then the garlic in here. So let me get the, with the onions that we chopped up. So let me put this back over here. And then I'm going to go and put it in the pan. And then I will move you guys over there with me too. Just get this added first. Okay. All right, so let me move you over here with me. And so I've added in the onion, the garlic, and then the 4 tablespoons of butter. And then I'm just going to let this saute down. And I always turn the heat down, especially like if I'm frying up something. After I'm scooping it out, I turn it to low. That way it cools down just a bit. And then whenever I go in to add the stuff to the pan, it's not splattering everywhere. So here it is. There's a couple pieces of bacon that I didn't get out. And then I'm using our scrapers. Absolutely love these. So a tip too, if you're ever like making chili or cooking something else that has if it stains easy, put these out in the sun. And what they will do is the sun will bring them back to being white. So it will bleach them back white, which is really cool. I was pretty skeptical about it at first. I was like, there's no way that works. So a couple of months ago, I was making, I don't know what I was making. I was making something, I think I was making like cherry pie. And you know, cherry pie has obviously a red dye in it, and it had stained them. And so I put them out on my front porch where we get most of our sunlight. And I just put them out there and I laid them on their side for a couple hours and I flipped them. And you guys, it turned them back solid white. So if you guys have white scrapers, I don't know about the other white scrapers, but at least the Pampered Chef ones, I know that it will turn them back, it will bleach them back white. So that is a tip. Okay, all right, so we have oh my gosh, I cannot talk. The onions and the garlic and the butter in the pan, so it's going to saute. And then let's see what our next step is. Okay, so next we're going to add in Italian sausage. Now, I just buy regular breakfast sausage. I don't know what brands you guys have, but literally you can use any brand. I really like to use the hot Jimmy Dean. And then I have just the regular sausage that I got from Aldi too. So let me go grab that out of the pan because we're gonna be out of the refrigerator because we're gonna be using that. And let me remind you, since I'm doubling the recipe, I'm gonna use 2 pounds. But if you like Italian sausage, then go for it. You can definitely use it. It's just, I prefer this. And this sausage isn't super hot, but if you do have Jimmy Dean in your area, I highly suggest purchasing it. And then if you're local too, I don't know if Blue and Gold is just an Oklahoma thing, but Blue and Gold sausage is really good too. So if I have that on hand, I'll usually use that too. So the sausage is ready to go. And then, so we're gonna add the sausage in a second. And then once that is cooked, then we'll add in the stock, which is the stock that we made. And one thing that I forgot to say about these little silicone prep bowls, they come in a set of 3, and they also have lids, so they nest within one another. And these are dishwasher safe, microwave safe, and oven safe. The lids aren't oven safe, but the containers are. So they're great for you know, putting your leftovers in, and then you can end up just heating them straight into the microwave or the oven. I really like the smaller one, the 1 cup. I like to melt almond bark whenever I'm drizzling stuff because they're flexible. And so they have this little spout right here where you can just squeeze it and then you can drizzle over the almond bark. So it makes it really, really easy. Okay, so let's go over here and check on our onions and garlic. Smells delicious. And fresh garlic is way more potent too. So like I said, do not be afraid to use fresh garlic, especially if you're using our garlic press. It's great to have, and I promise you will thank me later for using it. So I'm gonna go ahead and add in our hot sausage. And then I'm gonna go ahead and add in our regular sausage. Okay. All right, I got that added to the pan, so I'm gonna wash up my hands real quick. And what I use to chop up the meat is with our mix and chop. So let me grab our mix and chop. I typically always have at least, I always have 2 of these in my kitchen. One is usually always in the dishwasher. But I use this to chop up my meat, my hamburger meat. You can use it for sausage. You can use it for scrambled eggs. You can make mashed potatoes with it. All kinds of great things. But this is our mix and chop. I believe every single kitchen needs one. So I'm just gonna chop this up real quick so you guys can watch me. That way I have both hands. But this is a great soup. It's one of my favorites. I like making it for people and dropping it off too. if they've had a baby, I've given it, dropped it off just for a family if they've had surgery, or if they're hurt, sick. It's a great overall soup. And my girls love it too. They were super excited whenever I had said that I was making it for dinner tonight. They're like, can you make that soup? And I told them I was going live. So I'm surprised they haven't jumped in my video today. Okay. All right. And then I like how you can just leave it right here in the pan. So I'm just going to keep it standing, and then we're going to go over here. And if you guys have any questions, like I said, feel free to put it in the chat below. So, okay. All right. So the next step after that gets cooked up, we're going to, now this is something that I do different. I actually add back the bacon. The bacon, you can typically just use for a topping if you want, but I actually add it back in there once we get the stock going. So we'll pour the stock in there after the sausage is cooked, and then we will add the cauliflower and let that cook some over a boil. You typically boil the stock for about 30 minutes. I promise I'm not going to keep you guys here that long today because I'm going to be slow cooking it for a couple hours. So if you're in a hurry, go ahead and boil it. But if you're not, just go ahead and add your stock, and then you can add your cauliflower to that. So I'm gonna clean up some more of my mess. And then I'll show you guys too, later tonight, I'll show you what it looks like whenever it is done and you guys are ready to serve. Okay, so there's that. And one thing that I was going to use, but I ended up not, is our little scraper, Pampered Chef scraper. So if you're chopping up something and you need to, you know, scoop it up, this is a great scraper that you just scoop right up. And so it's our bench scraper. And then the knives that I was using is our 7-inch coated knife. And it comes in a set of 4, or I think 5 actually. It comes in a set of 5, or you can buy them individually, and then this is the 5-inch. I love these, they're super inexpensive. And then we do have our knife block set that is lifetime guarantee. I love that. Here's some of our other knives right over here. Absolutely love these. So these are the steak knives down here. And then the other knives that come, not the entire thing comes full, but you do get quite a few knives. And then our kitchen shears. Love these. Use these a lot to cut up meat. So if you want to cut up your chicken, or if you want to cut up bacon slices. And one neat thing about these is these are dishwasher safe, but then they also come apart too. So easy for cleaning, so you don't have to worry about any food getting stuck in there. They just go right back on, and then you can put them back in the box set. Okay, let's see here. Let's go check on our meat. It's cooking up. And I love this. I know I keep talking about that, how it, you know, makes the meat super fine, and you don't have like big chunks of meat. So that's what I love about the mix and chop. And like I said, it's dishwasher safe. I have 2. I think at one point I had 3 in my kitchen. And our meat's almost done. So we'll let that cook for a few more minutes. And then we'll add in our stock. And I know that it calls for 6 cups. So since I'm doubling it, I would do 12. I'm actually only going to do 10 cups. Because I like the heavy cream on the heavier side, so I add more than a cup of heavy cream. But like I said, you guys can either follow the recipe step by step, or if you want to tweak it to make it what works best for you, that's great too. That's what I do. Okay, just making sure I didn't forget anything. And then I always keep the heavy cream and the spinach in the refrigerator, because you don't add that until the very end. So make sure that you keep that, because you don't want to have that setting out the whole time that you're prepping everything else. So just pull that out the last minute. And I will say that this soup is even better the second day. So tomorrow it will be even better, because those flavors have been able to sit all overnight and just blend together, and it is even better. Oh, and so your typical, I forgot to add this. So your typical Zuppa Toscana soup is made with kale. This recipe, she prefers spinach. I don't mind kale too. I just use spinach since that's what it was called for. But you can even blend it too. You can do kale and spinach if you're a fan of both. So that's another tip that you can do too. And then I think that's it. So let me go over here and I'll check on the meat. Sorry, let me get this stuff out of your way so you guys can actually see. It's almost done. Another pan that you can use too is, and I use it a lot, is our Rock Crock Dutch oven. So that is a 4-quart, and so you can put that on the stove top, cook it in there, all one pan just like this one. And then if you're just wanting to simmer it low all day long, then you can move it and you can transport it and put it on top of our slow cooker stand. So that's what I did the other day with our chicken pot pie. I had cooked it on the stove top. And then I knew we were going to be eating it for dinner, so I just put it on warm on our slow cooker stand. And then when we came back from basketball practice, I just put it on I put croissant rolls on top, the refrigerated ones, and then just baked it in the oven. I don't do a bottom layer on my chicken pot pie because for me, I've noticed that the dough does not cook on the bottom, so I always do a top layer on my chicken pot pie. And then, like I said too, this is the chicken base, and they also have beef base. So this is my favorite brand that I have found, and it's at Sam's Club. It's the Members Mark brand, so it's their own brand. And one thing, whenever I'm cooking up roast, I use the beef base. So I only put a couple of tablespoons, depending on how big my roast is, in the oven. Or in the crock pot. I put a couple of tablespoons of that and then just filled up with hot water. I don't season it with anything else because this has great flavor. It is very salty, so do not use a whole lot of it. Otherwise, you're going to oversalt it. So I don't salt my meat or anything because this has so much flavor in it. So, and then you just fill it up with water. And then with that, this makes great gravy too. So at least the beef one, I haven't done like a chicken gravy, but the beef base, I add it to my roast, and then I end up pulling those drippings out and then add a little bit of cornstarch to it, and it makes the best gravy. I like to make sure my sausage is all the way cooked through, so we'll cook it just for a little bit longer. Let's see here. And thank you guys so much for joining. I hope you all go out and make this recipe if you are a Zuppa Toscana soup fan. And like I said, if you have tried it at Olive Garden, my personal opinion is this recipe is way better than the Olive Garden one. Plus, the Olive Garden one is the traditional one. This is a low-carb version. So whenever I did keto, this is a soup that I made all the time. And I do have a friend that is a vegetarian, so I actually made this for her as well. I just didn't add the meat, and she said it was absolutely amazing too. So if you are a vegetarian, just don't add the meat to it, and then you'll be able to eat it as well. Okay, right, so I'm gonna go ahead and open up my chicken stock so we can get ready to pour that in there. So I'll go ahead and bring that over. Actually add the bacon too and get that mixed in. So I'm adding back in the pound of bacon. Yes, I can bring you guys along so you can see instead of just standing here looking at me. So I've added back in the bacon. And if you guys want to, sometimes this is what I do as well, and I probably will. So this is just a little trick if you decide that you don't want to make your own bacon, then what you can do is you can cheat, and it's okay too. But this is what I do. I get the real bacon pieces, and so I will actually end up adding more. And then you can always add this to your topping too. You want to make sure that it's the real and not just like the ones that go on top, like the crispy ones. You want to make sure that it's the real crumbled bacon. So we'll add some more to that because I'm all about adding extra bacon. Move this out of your way so you can see. Some more bacon. All right, so we'll go ahead and add in our chicken stock. And usually a can of this is about 4 or 5 cups. I can't really remember off the top of my head. Okay. And then I'll add in our homemade chicken stock. And then you'll always see sometimes a little bit of this down at the bottom. So what I do is I just add a little bit more liquid to it. That way it gets all the goodiness down at the bottom that was settled. And then this is the other 2 cups. So I have 10 cups total. I'm just gonna give this a stir. And then I'm gonna add in our cauliflower. So that big head of cauliflower basically filled up this whole bowl. Then I have it on high. So I'm gonna let that simmer just for a few minutes. Back over here. Okay, so once that is, since that is simmering, let's see what our next step is. Okay, so we're gonna simmer that. I know that it says for 30 minutes. I'm gonna add in the other stuff so you guys can see it. So, but I'm gonna let that get kind of simmering just for at least a couple of minutes. But then I'm going to add in our spinach, and it says 2 cups of fresh packed spinach. So I probably should have got 2 bags, but I only had 1 on hand. So I'll add in the spinach, and then it says a cup of heavy cream. I'll probably do 2.5 cups, if not more, because I like it to be pretty creamy. And then it says that you can store leftovers in the refrigerator for up to a week, and then you can reheat on the stovetop. I will tell you, if you end up being a fan of it, then you won't be it won't last a week in your house. Okay, so Amber says that you're making it alongside with me, so awesome. And you said that it smells amazing at your house. It does smell amazing, and it's even gonna taste more amazing. So you guys will have to let me know if you guys enjoy the recipe, and if you guys want me to do this another time. So I've really enjoyed it, and like I said, I'm stuck at home anyways in Oklahoma because it snowed. So I mean, I'm home anyways, so why not do it? So let me grab, I'm gonna grab the heavy cream, and then I'm also gonna grab the spinach out of the refrigerator, and then in just a couple minutes, we'll get that added. Okay, and then this is the spinach. So like I said, this is, it's 2 cups, so I should have got 2, but that's okay. It will work, it will do. I've got that. And then this is 16 ounces. I will use 1 of these and then probably at least half of the other. And it's okay if you end up using more, heavy cream. isn't gonna hurt anything. It's just gonna make it more delicious. So don't be too afraid to add. Okay, so let's go over here and see how our soup is looking. It's looking good. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's add in the spinach, and then it will kind of wilt down. It's funny how big, like, you know, how the spinach, looks like so much, which, I mean, I know that it is, but it wilts down so quickly. So let me go ahead and grab this. I have a piece that fell down. Anyways, okay, so we'll go ahead and just push this down into the liquid. Is anyone else cooking along with us today? Let us know in the chat. Okay, all right, so let me throw this away, and then I'll let that cook down. And why that is cooking down, if you want to keep the moisture in, what you can do is you can just put your lid on to kind of lock in that heat. That way it wilts down faster. And then make sure too, if you cheat like I did too, make sure that you put these and keep these in the refrigerator once you have opened them. Pick this up. Okay, let's see here. Okay, all right, so I'm gonna go ahead and bring the heavy cream over here. I'm gonna toss this around. Oh, and another cool thing about this pan is it has a stand right here, so you can see that it stands up right there too. So, super simple and convenient. So you can be hands-free and not hold the pan, but it just opens up right there. And then I'm going to go ahead and add this one to the pan. I believe that this is 2 cups of heavy cream. And then at least, I'm going to add at least half of the other one. Put the lid back on. Let me put this in the fridge real quick. And then I'm going to continue to stir. Get all those flavors mixed together. And then the spinach will continue to wilt down too. And you can salt and pepper to taste. I personally did not salt and pepper mine, just because my my spicy sausage that I use, I feel like it's salty. And then with me making my own chicken stock, it is spicy, or not spicy, but it is has its own seasoning as well. So I did not salt and pepper extra, but you can to taste. Okay, all right, so let's just do a recap. So we cooked our cooked our bacon in the pan. We added butter and onion and garlic. And then, like I said, you can do a pinch of salt and pepper to the pan. Once the bacon was done, we took out the bacon drippings, or the bacon, left the drippings in there. And then once that was sauteed down and translucent, and the garlic is fragrant, and that's the thing too, with minced bottle garlic, you're not going to be able to really smell the true smell of garlic. And then so once that was fragrant, we added in our sausage. The recipe calls for Italian sausage, but I just used, like I showed you, the spicy Jimmy Dean sausage and the regular sausage. And then you can add red pepper flakes to the pot if you want that extra spice, but since I used the spicy sausage, I chose not to. And then once the sausage was browned, it took about 10 minutes, then we added the stock to our pot. And so I did about 10 cups because I doubled that. And then it says to bring to a boil over medium heat, and then you add in the cauliflower. I know we ended up doing that a little bit early, which is going to be totally fine, I promise. And then we're going to reduce the heat down to low, it says, and simmer for 30 minutes until the cauliflower is crisp tender. So I'm actually still doing it on like a medium high. And then you want to stir in the cream, which we just did, in the spinach, and cook for an additional 10 to 15 minutes until the spinach is wilted and the soup has started to thicken. So it will thicken a little bit. It will not thicken a whole lot though. It's still going to be it's like a liquid, like a tortilla soup. It's not going to be like a super heavy cream based. And then you can add the cooked bacon to the top. I personally add it back into the pan. And it says taste and add more salt and pepper if needed. And then store your leftovers in the refrigerator for up to 1 week. Like I said, if you are a fan of this and your family is, it's not going to last a week in your refrigerator. So that is the Zuppa Toscana soup. If you were to make not double the recipe, it says that it makes 10 cups, 1 cup per serving. And then the cook time is for about an hour, but the prep time is 15 minutes. So it's egg-free and nut-free. And then down here it has the protein, 13 grams of protein, 4.5 grams of carbs. It has 1.4 grams of fiber, and then your net carbs is 3.1, and then it has 22 grams of fat per serving, and then your calories are 283. So super easy, delicious recipe. So let's go over here and see what it's looking like now. Okay. So you can see that the spinach is starting to wilt down. And then now what I'm going to do is I'm actually just going to turn this over to a medium-low setting. That way it can cook, and then actually I will turn it to, more on the low side. So I'm just gonna continue to cook that for a few hours, and then dinner will be ready and served. So like I said, the longer you cook it, then the flavors are gonna absorb down in there, and it's gonna be very delicious. And even tomorrow for leftovers, it's going to even have all kinds of more added extra flavor to it. So I hope you guys enjoyed cooking along with me today. I had a lot of fun. If you have any questions at all, feel free to reach out, and then maybe drop me some ideas if you want to do this again over here in the group, and drop me some ideas on some recipes that you would like to cook along with me. And then one last little plug, if you weren't a part of our freezer meal workshop, I want to continue doing that again. So let me know if you want to be a part of that and get some meals prepped and stocked into your freezer. So I hope you guys have a great day. Happy Thursday. And if you're getting the snow and ice, stay warm, stay safe, and make yourself a cup of hot chocolate and to go enjoy by the fire. But I hope you guys have a great day. Talk to you soon. Bye.